Good morning, everyone. I hope you're fine today. Today, we're going to learn about Charles Dickens. He was one of the most famous writers in the United Kingdom. Before we start, I would like you, first of all, to watch the video. The first one. This is a video about the life of Charles Dickens, and it's on YouTube. So I want you, first of all, to watch this video before listening to me. Then I would like you to write down 3 things that you learn about Charles from the video you watched. After you finish, you can see my video and listen to me. Charles Dickens, birth and childhood. Charles Dickens was born on February 7th, 1812 in Portsmouth, England, but moved to the town of Chatham, England, when he was very young. His family was wealthy sometimes, but his father was very bad at managing money, so the family was often embarrassed or running out of money. In 1824, when Charles was 12 years old, his father went to prison for debt or owing money. This forced Charles to take a job in a factory to help support the family. This was an awful time for Charles and his family, but it was really important to his career as an author because he often wrote about poor people and their situations, and being poor himself helped him understand what these people were experiencing. Now I'm going to ask you a few questions. When was Charles Dickens born? Charles Dickens was born on the 7th of February 1812. The second question. Why did Charles had to work when he was 12 years old? Charles had to work because his father went to prison. This is why he had to take a job in order to support his family. Let's move to the second slide. Acting career and early writing career. Did you know that Charles Dickens was an actor before he was a writer? In 1832, at the age of 20, he became an actor in plays in the London area. While he was acting, he also wrote the Pickwick Papers, which was a comic book series. They were really popular, and they made people know Charles' name for the first time. I'm going to ask you another question here. How did people knew about Charles Dickens for the first time? People knew about Charles for the first time from the comedy series he wrote, the Pickwick Papers. Let's move to the next slide. Here we're going to learn about some of the works that Charles had. Dickens wrote over 30 books in his life, but let's learn a little bit about the most famous ones. First one is Great Expectations. It was published in 1861. Oliver Twist. Oliver Twist was published in 1838, and it was known for its commentary on social issues of that time. That part means Charles Dickens read about society and the problem that people face. This is the meaning of social issues. Let's continue. Including labor conditions in factories, many of the characters in this book were very poor, so Charles drew from his childhood to help him write this book. This part means Oliver Twist was mainly concerned about poor people, and because Charles himself was very poor early in his life before he became famous, and he had to work in factory when he was 12 years old, that helped him, and in other words, it inspired him to portray or to write about these people, the poor ones. Finally, David Copperfield. David Copperfield was published in 1850 and is a coming of age or growing up story about a man named David Copperfield. Many people think this book was based on Charlie's real life. Now, let me just let you know that we really do not need to learn about the date in which each book has been published. Okay, we just need to learn about the name of the book and simply what is the book about. Do you get that? And even when you move to the questions in your booklet, you're going to find them very simple, and they are going to be multiple choices or true or false with correcting the mistake as well. Now we have finished our lesson about Charles Dickens. I would like to discuss with you the question, one of the questions that I asked you yesterday about Charles and the Chocolate Factory, which was actually the first question. There is a kind of misunderstanding, so I want you to pay attention and to read the questions carefully, because you were under the impression that I asked you about um, if Charlie, I'm very sorry, but the question is not in front of my eyes right now. But as far as I remember, I asked you, how do you think that Charlie eat the chocolate? I meant by that, did he eat it slowly or quickly? Most of you were really confused, and you wrote to me that he opened the chocolate bar quickly. I'm not asking you about opening, the action of opening the chocolate bar. However, I asked you about the action of eating the chocolate. And in my point of view, since Charles was a very poor boy and he only had chocolate once in lifetime, once in a year, which was his birthday. So in my opinion, I believe that he had the chocolate slowly so that he can enjoy its delicious taste, and not to finish it quickly as well, because he knows very well he's not going to be able to have another chocolate until his next birthday. This is my opinion. What I want you to focus on is the action verb, because you got confused. That's what made you confused. The action verb. I asked you about the action of eating, not the action of opening. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.